practicing social distancing.
You're so far. Come here.
No.
Come here.
No. Respect the law, Jess. We gots to.
Welcome back to me vlogs. I had to take a deep breath for that. So we're currently in my sister's salon because my mother is watching the news with all the scary information in the world right now. So we're trying to be not so scared and hide in the salon so we don't hear the news. You know what? I think it's good to not every day watch the news because then you don't feel so anxious, you know?
I just don't watch the news in general. I would not recommend doing that. Because then you're horribly behind on things and the important messages you're supposed to get, you don't get.
It's definitely good to be informed, but I feel like obsessively sitting in front of the TV. I'm not saying my mom's doing that. I just mean generally, I feel like when this whole thing first started, I would sit in front of the news and just like watch it all day, and it just didn't do anything good for me. This is a really deep way to start this video.
I wouldn't say it's very deep.
The news. So in today's video, we're going to be reading your nightmares because last week, I believe, I asked you guys to send in your scariest nightmares ever, and we're gonna read some of those on
We're reading them? I thought we told them to draw them.
Yeah, they drew them too.
Oh, dang.
There's a picture and an explanation, which is very nice. But I thought that you and I could first just say maybe a nightmare we remember that was really scary.
I don't have a nightmare. I remember being sleep deprived for a certain reason, and that reason is from yesterday morning because you had a weird dream.
I did have a weird dream. Do you want me to? Do you want to
Yeah.
tell it? It's not a nightmare.
I'm going to show people that I don't have a face. I shaved.
He
And also
shaved.
my hair's crazy, so I'm just doing this. This is all that you guys can see today. I woke up pretty early in the morning. When I say pretty early in the morning, it's probably even after most people get up for work.
11 o'clock.
No, it was probably about 6. Because it was kind of light outside, kind of wasn't. Where we are right now, the sun doesn't really break over other houses until a certain time. I wake up to getting slapped in the neck multiple times. I look, Jessii is looking at me like this, slapping me in the neck. So it's like, what are you doing? And she's looking at me. Jess, what time is it? Is it even light out? Slapping me. And then she eventually started becoming more coherent. It's like, oh, sorry, and then just goes back to sleep without really saying anything. I didn't know what was going on. I figured you were hitting me because something was happening, but you weren't telling me anything.
Can I say the explanation?
So you slept, and I was like, okay, fine, and then I fell back asleep. So Jessii will say from her point of view what she saw, but she was slapping me in the neck.
I had this dream that we got a new house, and for some reason Nicolas Cage came to our door and he wanted to check our pulse. I guess he was like in the neighborhood, he was one of our neighbors or something. So he was like, all right, since you guys just moved in, I have to check your pulse. So like he was checking my pulse.
He's making sure there's no vampires.
He was like making sure we were alive. And so I guess I kind of woke up, and instead of like sleepwalking, I was like
slapping.
I don't know, but like in my dream state, I reached over to Ty's neck, who sleeps beside me, and I was trying to feel for his pulse, but I guess I was slapping his neck, and he was like, what are you doing? So it was very weird. But anyway, that's not a nightmare, but it was a very strange thing. But we have to get into nightmares now. So my scariest nightmare, as you guys know, I've talked about before, was the flute man. I won't get into it because I've made so many videos about him. It was basically just this creepy guy who came into our house with a flute, and he would play the flute and lure myself and my cousins all towards him.
That's the Pied Piper.
I know it sounds just like the Pied Piper, but I didn't know that story as a kid, so it's weird how they like are so similar. Flute man, scary guy. Before we get into reading your scary dreams and looking at your pictures, this actually is a virtual collab with my cousin Dave.
Because social distancing.
Social distancing, we can't actually be together in person, which sucks. And his channel is Daved and Confused, and I will link it down below in the description because over on his channel, we're gonna be doing a virtual collab over there that'll be up very soon. So go over there, subscribe, send him some V-Team love. But today he's going to be telling his scariest nightmare in this video. So I'll let you guys watch that first. Here you go.
What is up? It's Dave from Dave and Confused, and I'm in a Jessii Vee video. We're practicing social distancing because I can get really sick really easy, and I don't want to get anybody else sick really easy. So this is where we are. I was asked to make a short little snippet video on a nightmare that I've had, a reoccurring nightmare, a nightmare that I remember really well. I am super claustrophobic. I don't like small spaces. I never used to be this way. Like I would go in like a snow fort and everything like that and no problem. But something in my adult life has made me super claustrophobic about a lot of things. So if I see like in a movie somebody like crawling through like a little tunnel or something, this like weird feeling in my chest takes over, and yeah, I don't like being claustrophobic. I would say about like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I moved out for the first time with a buddy of mine named Nathan. We had a pretty sweet apartment, and that was before I had started dialysis. My blood work was totally off and crazy, and they say that was one of the reasons why I had night terrors, was because my toxins in my blood was so bad because I was in need of dialysis, but I wasn't on it yet. And the dream I would have, this weird night terror, would be I was in a building and the building collapsed on me and I was stuck. I was stuck under the building. I remember there was like smoke and shrapnel and like broken cement and everything around me, and I remember having like a big cut on my face and my arm, and it was just I was stuck under this rubble of a building, and it was a reoccurring nightmare that I had, for a while, it was almost once a week I would have it. There were times where it got so bad that I would like kick and punch and stuff during the night, and I actually punched a wall, which my bed was sitting next to a wall, and I gave it a good like hook. I broke a knuckle doing it. You know, I've sleptwalk and everything because of that dream. It was just, yeah, this collapsed building on top of me. It was this reoccurring nightmare that I had for a long time. I can honestly say since dialysis and, you know, my other medications and everything, I haven't had the dream for a while. I would say at least like 2 or 3 months I haven't had the dream. But I'll never forget it, and I'll never forget the feeling that it gave me. This like total sunken chest, can't breathe, can't move. That feeling is something that I will never forget. That's my reoccurring nightmare. So thanks for having me.
Alright, so there you go. I've got to say that's a terrifying nightmare. I too am very claustrophobic. Ty knows this. I do not like small spaces, don't like tunnels, don't like anything covering me or on me, so I can't even imagine. That dream is so scary.
I'm claustrophobic too, but I think it's just an inherent fear that a lot of big guys, big girls, small spaces, we don't mix.
Because you're so tall.
Yeah.
You touch the ceiling pretty much.
You're at least fun sized. You can fit. If something like Dave's nightmare were to happen and there's a small passage, I'm sorry, honey, but you're going in.
No.
That's your job. I wouldn't fit.
That's so scary. Thanks, Dave, for sending that in. And if you guys want to go and check out his channel, it's linked down below.
Dave the Confused.
Dave the Confused. And I will be over there. So I'll meet you there, because I'll be on his channel there.
Well, am I coming? Was I invited?
Oh yeah, you're going to be in the video too. Alright, so with that being said, we're going to move on to your nightmares, and we're going to have a picture, so we'll put it all on the screen beside me as I look through them. So, the first nightmare says, my nightmare is getting chased by a dark figure, then falling. Then, as I'm about to die of impact, I wake up.
That's definitely not fun. It's like that classic nightmare. Do you ever get that feeling that you're falling?
Yeah.
And that's what shocks you awake?
Oh, for sure.
I always hated those dreams.
Yeah, and I like how you did the drawing in like a dark blue and a black because it just like adds to the darkness and the creepiness, so good on you. This next one says, this is a drawing of a nightmare that I had when I was 8 years old. A girl was in my closet looking at me, and she pointed at me saying, get her. The ghosts behind her started to run quickly at me. I woke up right before they attacked me. The dream haunted me. So this is definitely a terrifying dream. Anything that comes from a closet, no thank you.
Except if it's shoes, Jess?
Except if it's shoes or really cute fashion outfits. That's what I have to say. Okay. This is my nightmare about being stuck in the middle of the ocean with no people or land in sight. This was a very scary time to me because I've always been afraid of the unknown in the ocean. I totally agree. The ocean really freaks me out, which is strange because I grew up in Antigua, which is an island surrounded by ocean, but the ocean is just so freaky. Like, you just never know what's under.
Yeah, open water freaks me out too. Yeah. Especially for me, black water, like in smaller lakes and stuff like that, always just freaks me out. That's why I can't swim in open water. I swim in a pool, not in open water.
Yeah, I agree. Lucy is 9 years old, and her dream is, I was watching YouTube and the people heard noises coming from the bathroom. I decided to check out my bathroom, and there it was, the same thing they saw in the video. I woke up and the bathtub was mysteriously filled with water. So this is a very creepy picture of a girl that's smiling with sharp teeth, and it looks like she has lizard eyes.
It's a little scary.
It's pretty scary.
Wouldn't want to find that in a bathroom or in a mirror or anything like
Not
that.
really, no.
No. Preferably not.
Here's a drawing of one of the nightmares I had. Basically, it's a decrepit version of my living room with nothing but blackness outside, and there is a tall silhouette of a man with a hat and wearing a trench coat. This is a really great drawing. I think you did a good job of showing us what your dream looks like. That is so scary.
As long as it's not 3 raccoons in a trench coat that always come to rob me.
Is that a dream you keep having?
Everybody knows what that means. Everybody has that feeling.
My mom, dad, and me went for a, I guess you meant to say, walk in the woods, and I told my dad that I felt like I was being watched. He said there was nothing. Then behind my dad was this creature. I screamed, and the creature started chasing us. It hurt my mom and dad, and I hid, and it found me, and then I woke up. That's really scary. It kind of looks like one of the creatures I talk about in my main channel, not the Nightcrawler. You know those like humanoid, like creepy alien things? What are they called? Darn it, I just talked about it.
Humanoid creepy alien things? Isn't that what they're called?
Sure, you can call them that if you want. And last one. Once upon a time, I had a nightmare in which the whole world was the same. We were all the exact same person, but we kind of hated each other because we were all the same. Not that scary, but this was surely weird and surreal, and I was very confused. This is a really good drawing as well, and I can imagine like being the same as everybody else would not be fun. Like that is a nightmare in itself, right? We all want to be different.
Well, those are like those hypothetical questions that you asked me. It's like, if there was 100 of me, would you know which one was me?
Yeah, I asked him that the other day. I'm like, if they're, cause Kate, let's give him some context. Penguins.
No, because you don't give me context.
No, listen, penguins, okay? You know how like all the, I think it's the male penguins go out to get food and they leave the mother with the egg, right? And there's like millions of them. But yet they all come back and find the same penguin again. So I was like, so Ty, if there was like 1 million of me out in the Arctic, would you know which one was the real me? And he was like, what the heck, Jess? I don't know. I always ask him these things.
I'm just gonna have to draw something on you. We'll put a number.
Yes. Anyways, so guys, those are all, not all of your scary nightmares because we can't read them all, but if you want us to do a part 2 on the vlog channel, definitely let us know. But thank you for sending those in to my Twitter. Yeah, don't forget to go check out Dave's channel, link down below, and we hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you in our next vlog. Bye!
See you guys.